Hello, one and all. How are you doing? One thing that I'm really getting excited about more so is the love that I experience in the live chats. What actually happens is that you all generate energy. So it's really different than just starting off live, off cuff. It's like the love that you both buzz with each other lets me come into this with so much swagtastic swag. And I'm going to deduct 5 points from this performance score for saying swagtastic swag. Sometimes in life, you just have to take small L's just so you can get the bigger W. And this is what you're gonna see this week. All right. Um, what's up, everyone in the live chat? This is the camera. This is me looking at the live. It's like that chocolate rain video when he puts the asterisk. I do this so you can see I'm breathing out the mic. Gotta be totally transparent. What's up, Lily E? What's up, Cherry Moon? What's up, Brianna Thomas? We got some heavy hitters. We got Becca Magic back, Kimmy Cat 9. We got some heavy hitters in this live chat. And now that we're in Cancer season, it's a good time to break down the power in numbers. The Ace of Wands is letting me know thereof with the Magician. I might as well drop this knowledge. Like, whenever you have more than 12 signs in a chat or at once, you now are really activating all of your chart. So just being involved in live chats like this is a huge deal. And I was gonna spend the first few minutes talking ludicrous amounts of shit on Cancer and Pisces because as an air sign, I have to gaslight and throw shade on water signs. It's like the dark side of a lot of my existence here. But before I do that, I have to let you know, we take so much for granted. Some of you have old souls like me. Some of you are like archangels or like gods, goddesses, kings, queens from ancient times. So you still have memories from back in the AD when we still had to buggy up on horses and be like, young chap, I think it's gonna take us like 4 hours to get to the neighboring region. That's pretty short. Now we can go to like states in like mere hours, my friend. And if you don't take into account that progression, you're gonna think, damn, life sucks. Damn, I don't like life. And you have to put things into perspective, y'all. You have to put things into perspective where it's like, you know what I'm saying? Yes, Dominic, I mean BC. But it's like you gotta put things into perspective where certain luxuries that we have, like when are you telling me like if you went back as soon as 1368, if I were to tell people, oh yeah, I'm gonna talk to about how many people are watching now? 146. I'm gonna talk to like 100 people at once from all around the world. They would be like, you're a magician. Shut up. This is witchcraft. You're a magician. Like a lot of y'all are looking for like dust to fall out the sky when magic is all around you. Technology is just like an extension of the planet Uranus, the genius element, and like completely just making magic more accessible. And in 2019, when this goes into Taurus, ooh, whoa, Nelly. But I'm just saying, like, one of the things that'll help you cope through this season is you are such an amazing being. Like, out of all the sperm that had to populate that egg, you made it. You were born from a fight. You are born in one of the greatest periods of mankind. All right? Like, you cannot act. You cannot act. Like, internet memes have not changed your whole world. Like, I can have the most depressing day ever, and I will see but 2 internet memes. And then I have to get on my knees and just thank God. And just thank God. I have to be like, God, how did you create humanity in such a way that we can just so incessantly and insensitively make fun and poke fun at people with internet memes? I want to cry. I want to cry. I've seen internet memes so amazing. I compare them with the works of Goethe and Machiavelli and Michelangelo, and I'm like, wow, wow, wow. Why is it that my whole day has turned around because of internet memes? We had people fighting for their rights in the 60s and 50s. They didn't have internet memes. They didn't have extensive broadband connection to where I can just chat up random people. I did not have the luxury of going on chat roulette and seeing an unsolicited dick pic. People didn't have that luxury back then. So please, I'm really trying to just like open this up. Some of y'all want to kill yourself, and you live in the greatest time of all time. We live in a free country where we can talk shit to dictators. All right? If I put up a one article in China or in North Korea, which I probably have limited internet access, I could probably get my ass hanged. But I'm in America where I can talk so much shit about Donald Trump, Barack Obama, George Bush, and the worst that can happen is that some people won't like what I said. This is just the best time to be an internet troll. Like, do you know who died? Do you know who died? In certain ancient manuscripts, they talk about people wishing they could be born now. And I didn't get that. I didn't get that until I realized I can make a living off of this phone. There's nothing more magic than smartphones. Like, it's crazy. I mean, okay, there is a lot more things magic. Nature, your mind, actually, you know, physical human contact. But still, like, this is just so amazing. Like, I just have to give thanks. All right. So when I engage with just 12 people, there is so much energy. There's so much energy. Shout out to King Mitchell, shouting out Sopa and Sispa. He a Virgo. They always bring out real facts. But like, I'm telling you, B, like, when you just are around 12 people of each zodiac sign, you're completing that triangle, because the whole lesson of the zodiac is to fragment the totality and omni-conscious nature of not God, not goddess, but existence, the is and the it that we just use so facetiously. And we have to break it down in 12 because there's even more than 12. But when you have at least 12, you can manifest anything you would want, because you have all, see, I'm a Taurus rising, so I'm talking about manifesting. If I was a Sag rising, I can apply this to, we can all be free. So it is what it is. But this is what I'm saying. We don't have just 12. We have over 100. And I'm saying we, because even though I'm the one speaking, like, you are every part of this process. You are every part of this process right now. This is not just a live video. This is a community. This is something very beautiful that we get to share. And I'm bugging out right now because 50 years ago, if I was talking about, I'm going to talk to like close to 200 people at the same time right now, people will be like, that's not even possible, bro. What are you talking about? That's not even possible. Give up those dreams. Be more realistic. The hell is wrong with you? Do you know how impossible it is to talk to over 200 people at once? You would have to be a magician. Thank God for technology, real magic. You know what I'm saying? Like, apparently I could just be in front of my computer screen and DSLR camera just channeling this to you. So there's a wisdom that comes with spirituality. If you think of an omniscient being that governs even the reincarnation of spirits, it makes sense that a whole lot of you will have purposefully chosen to incarnate back at this time. I'm gonna be right back, close this window. It makes sense that a lot of you would have chosen to incarnate back at this time. And let me add some context. There are a lot of ancient gods, there are a lot of ancient goddesses, and if you think about this with a human lens, you're going to be confused. A lot of people are claiming to be Archangel this, Lucifer. A lot of people are claiming to be Aphrodite, and these are higher beings. They don't just come in one vessel, all right? They come in multiple beings, all right? For example, Aphrodite and Pallas Athena do this all the time. Okay, most goddesses do. Isis, for example, will incarnate in 12 women and some men, but they'll incarnate in at least 12 women so that she gets the perspective of 12 signs. A lot of you have seen Sense 8, where like 8 people share the same sense. Goddess, God consciousness is like that too. That's how you can make up for omniscience. That's how you can make up for maybe extra dimensional awareness. So you want to think that something like this is basic. It's not something that's far out. In fact, a lot of people may say, oh, you'd have to be a magician to believe that. You'd have to be delusional. That's not real. That's out there. But hey, if I was gonna go 100 years behind time and say that, you know, I'm gonna talk to 200 people at once. Some people would say it's impossible. And before I get to this next point about a lot of you waiting until you find it on Google before you do it, which is the biggest disrespect to spirit. Like, some of you purposely incarnated back at this time. Some of you were just like, yo, majority of y'all, especially if your sun is from Cancer to Scorpio, majority of y'all were just like, what? You want me to incarnate in the 1800s? They don't even have cable. They don't even have cable. No, no. And so archangels were frantically roaming like, damn, we don't have enough souls, because it's your choice to choose when you reincarnate. Like, you have to ask permission to reincarnate, but it's your choice to choose when. And a lot of you are just like, no, they don't even, but there's no smartphones. But there's a lot of stuff, and a lot of you are incarnating here complaining like, oh, look at what these smartphones, look at what this technology is doing. You're the same ones that the universe tried to incarnate you back like before that and prehistoric times, and you're like, but people don't drive cars. Like, what the hell? Like, what are you talking about? Like, everyone born now is a super high maintenance soul. And a lot of gods, goddesses, they're like that. They're like, no, like, no, what? And you see it in this younger generation. Like, that's beyond here. All right. Like, another thing you also want to keep in mind is, just as we have this technology, I need you to open your mind to the possibility that gods and angels watch us. Like, there's a YouTube, there's a God tube, there's an angel tube. And we watch stuff others upload. The content that's uploaded in heaven is our lives. So some of you are just being watched like a sitcom. And you are Leos get this. Leos get this all the time. Leos get this. You'll be looking at a Leo and you'll be like, what's wrong with you? Do you think you're in a movie? And Leo would just hair flip like, if only you knew, honey. If only you knew. Like, with archangels would just come out of the dimension and be like, oh my gosh, like, you're my favorite fan. Like, Leos will get kudos from people in the spiritual realm. You know, this is how cool it is to be a Leo. And if you're a Leo, people in this real life can come up to you and be like, can I get your picture? You don't even have to be famous. I'm jealous of you motherfuckers. You don't even have to be famous. And then people from the spiritual world that other people can't see would just come up to Leo like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, you're a real human. Can I get your autograph? Y'all get the best of both worlds. Like, yo, I'm jealous. I'm jealous AF. It's not fair. It is what it is though. So regardless, this is budding psychic awareness. This was like years in the making. Like, a lot of people didn't make it past Saturn and Scorpio. Saturn is a Sagittarius. It's about to go back in Capricorn at the end of the year. So what that means, guys, is you have until the end of the year to actually be about what you live about. We don't have much time left. If you're a fake ass mofo, oh no, Saturn's gonna pull your card. But Saturn is benevolent. You have until the end of the year to be about what you live about. This is like the buzz in the background that's just like chirping to make sure as we go through these seasonal lessons, you make sure you understand, like, did you see some people are starting to get called out? Bow Wow, the Bow Wow challenge, like, he a Pisces, that squares him. And it's in his 10th house of public persona. Saturn in Sagittarius is like, oh, no, buddy, you're going to have to be real. You go back. See, Sagittarius is all about comedy, so that's the only time Saturn will laugh. You're gonna have to be real, buddy. You're gonna have to be real. So like you really have until because once Saturn gets into Capricorn, oh my gosh, you're gonna see a fire ignite in Capricorn's eyes. And fire only ignites in Capricorn's eyes when there's money or food. But this time it's gonna be about karma. So Cancer season, my friends, we have gone through Aries. You've ignited your fire. For those of you thinking that I'm just some hotshot wannabe astrologer that looks in his computer screen and just says stuff that people like, I put in the work. That's what Aries season was about. I set the intention. I'm like, this is who I am. And I had to go through my trials and I had to actually catch a couple L's just so I could be real about this. And then we went through Taurus season. So this is when we all had to boss up. This is when this was like, this is who I am. And if you didn't take that seriously, goodbye. Oh, I'm sorry. What? You don't think I have value? And I'm not just talking about me. This is what everyone collectively should have done. Because not everyone listens to instructions. Some people, and I'm not talking about instructions given from here. I'm talking about instructions that your soul instructs you. Like some people didn't stand up for their word. Some people let themselves get walked all over because it's not easy. It's not easy to be sincere. It's not easy to stand up for your worth. You live in a country and world where it doesn't matter what color you are. Some get it worse than others. It doesn't matter what demographic you are. It doesn't matter what economic status you are. Some economic statuses get it worse than others, but you're going to get opposition. You're going to have to stand up for yourself. And some people would rather go the easy way of just being wishy-washy and not standing for something. And some people have to fight that hard fight of being someone and standing for that. And what catches people is that if it's not popular, then they feel like they can't do it. If they're the only ones standing up for something, apparently that's bad. Even though history has proven that that's what you do first, and then people get it. Because you're not trying to let them get it, you're just doing you. And this is what we express Gemini season 2. Where now, yeah, it's not enough to just be who you are. How do you communicate it? So it's just not in your head. How do you actually talk to people about it? And now we're in Cancer season. Here's a secret about Cancer. Scorpio might kill me for this, but you can have conversations telepathically with your feelings. Because sometimes it's not really enough to just like think. Sometimes you have to feel it. This is where me as a Gemini, I get caught up because I do want to please a lot of people. I do want to please a broad base, but I have a Capricorn moon. So the way I be feeling about shit, if I was to really tell you how I feel, you'd probably hate me. Because my Gemini is like a child. My Gemini just wants to like experience. It's easy breezy, like easy breezy thugger girl who wants to be Tupac for some reason. And it's just so accommodating and it's just so welcoming. Please forgive me for the jab I threw at Young Thug. I'm just very facetious. But yes, Gemini is just so open. My Capricorn moon, My Capricorn moon is just it has Saturn on it, so it's just unreasonably like my Gemini thinks it's an asshole. My Capricorn thinks that I'm naive. So my Gemini loves everyone. My Capricorn, you could be the greatest person ever. It will just find a reason not to like you. It'd be like, oh, you're wearing like designer shoes? The fuck is wrong with you? And then if you're not wearing designer shoes, it'll be like, oh, you're not even wearing designer shoes. Like my Capricorn moon, I've just figured out, just finds reasons to hate you. And this is just my inner dilemma. Like, I don't want to be a hater. I don't want to be a hater, but it's just like, you just have to be rare. Like, it's only rare that my Capricorn moon will just be like, no, this person's cool. Usually my Gemini won't understand, like, what? They're not flashy enough. I don't understand. And then the scary thing is that over time, your feelings are right and your intuition was right. And that's why I had to share this, because it's like some of you are yin yang apprentices like me. Some of you have souls and spirits that clash. Some of you, you know what I'm saying? Like, and Cancer season, you have to trust your emotions, even when you don't want to. This is where Aries clashes with Cancer, where you have to flare that fire and passion to be who you are, but then sometimes who you are doesn't always align with how you feel. In fact, sometimes and how you feel comes a lot from where you come from. So let me be real. Like, this is ironic. This whole broadcast is littered with irony because I have a Capricorn moon, I'm a Gemini, and now I have to talk about Cancer, which is the ocean of feelings. This is the one energy that I love as friends. Like, I love to talk to, I love to engage with. There are a lot of what I need with Virgo because it's my fourth house, which borrows on Cancer. But it's like, yeah, those feelings, they're icky. You know, I'll see feelings and I'll just be like, hey, look, feelings, bye. Like, let me shrug this off. Like, no. And see, I have a Taurus rising, so people will just break down knowledge on me. Like, the peace dealer, Mike, you have to be mature. Like, you have to care about, you have to really be in touch with your feelings. And I know, like, it's true, but I'm just so stubborn. It's like, but I'm just, no. I got that Taurus. You know how you'll tell a Taurus something and they know more on the subject than you, but it's just one ear out the other. Like, yeah, see, listening to you would mean I have to compromise. I would rather die. I would rather die. So this is why I have to be sincere. Like, I can't just like be in your face. This is why I have to be with like a Sagittarius or like a Pisces or something who's opposite me. Like, they're the ones who are going to be in my face and be like, oh, you're trying to be a savage. Like, why don't you care once in a while? And then this is where like I have to be like, you know, you're right, but you know, I don't really care. This is why people hate the air sign. And this is why I have to start this with the disclaimer. Like, you don't understand, my friend. Like, air signs, water signs, we have a real love-hate relationship. Like, I swear to God, like if you talk about love-hate, air and water created that. Because air and earth have a hate relationship, but there's no love there. It's just like, oh, you're so good at what you do. And then earth is like, oh, I need air because no one's as brilliant as them. And it's just like, oh, if fire wasn't lacking, air is like, if fire sign had the control you had, we would go with them. And then earth is like, if water signs had the brilliance that you had, we would go with them. So air and earth is just like, oh, I would rather not, but we work so well together. Air and water is love hate. On site, like, oh, I hate you, but I love you. Because air and water is like the same like reflections, but then it's just like, no, air realizes we'd have to like sacrifice and go down in the depths with water, and water can't fly, so it's just like, no. Like, only air signs can realize the importance of being more compassionate and then still not care and just be like, yeah, I know I'm supposed to care and have compassion, but no. A Gemini will not give up facetiousness. Aquarius would have to admit that they're wrong, and that's just not gonna happen. Aquarius will never admit they're wrong. And if an Aquarius admits they're wrong, be careful, because it's a game. If an Aquarius ever admits they're wrong, it's a trap. And they just want to psychoanalyze how you react to that. So they can be like, is that all they wanted? They just wanted to be right. And then Libra is so charming. You cannot beat Libra in an argument. I don't know why people don't get this yet. Like that, dude, like I live this too. Like whenever I deal with conflicts with Libras, and I've dealt with some Libras who they're in the wrong and I should like speak up and say something, but I won't. I'll be like, he's a Libra, I can't. There's nothing I can say to a Libra that they won't turn around and make me feel bad that I'm bringing it up. I swear, they're so good at it. And I'm not throwing shade. Like, if I was good at this, I'm jealous of you, Libra. I wish I was as good as this. Like, it's like once it's a Libra, it's like, damn, they're right. Like, even if they're wrong, they're right. It's frightening. It's frightening. I can't. I love that sign. I love all of them. But when they get with water signs, it's love-hate. Like, I love Scorpio. I love Pisces. I love Cancer. But nah, they hate me for clear, obvious reasons. Like, I give them so much reasons to hate me. And it's just like, will I change even though I'm the sign of change? Why? That will be the day a pelican dives 1,000 feet deep. It's love-hate. It's like, we could, but we can't. We can't. So me talking about emotions is so ironic. Like, it's not even fair. Like if I can't do this justice. I'm a progressed Cancer, so I can tell you that what you think is emotional, a lot of people think Cancer is emotional. Cancer is a gangster sign. Cancer is a very gangster sign. Pisces is emotional. Pisces is emotional in the sense where they can cry and you'll think that something's wrong with them, but they just wanted to delve in the experience of crying. And it's just like, no, I'm okay. That's why Pisces can cry over like the saddest things, the funniest things. You can like say something that's not even like worth crying and they'll still cry because they want to savor that emotion of crying. They love emotions. Cancer is their fifth. They're not weak. They love to get vulnerable. That's the sign of their strength. Cancer is a fucking gangster. Cancer is a gangster. Cancer is a gangster. They're opposite Capricorn. You cannot be opposite Capricorn, square Aries, and not be a gangster. Okay? The reason why Cancer women cry is because they realize how much they can emotionally manipulate you. They will not cry unless it's like, they'll only cry because it feels good to them, but they don't want to explain it to the muggle, so they're not really going to say it. Cancer is gangster, and the only reason why they get emotional is because they restore your feelings. They restore your feelings, so they're going to walk into everywhere, and in a 100-meter like a radius, they're going to feel things. They're going to feel their feelings. They're going to feel your feelings. Some feelings are too intense and they have to release it by crying. Now they get caught off guard like, damn, this person's seeing me cry. And it's like, now they think I'm emotional. They don't know I'm just psychic as fuck and there's nothing I can do to hold this back. No, no, no. Scorpio and Pisces are way more emotional than Cancer. But Cancer gets the stereotype. So when you see my skits, I'm going to stereotype Cancer as the crybaby because, you know, I'm mean like that. But on air, let me just be real. Like, psychic is powerful. Cancer is powerful, and Cancer is psychic. Like, before, you'll just be like 5 minutes in their presence. Leo, they do this to Leo all the time. You'll just be like in 5 minutes in their presence, and like you now just have 5 ideas that you swear are your ideas. You don't even know they psychically projected it to you. Like, you should do this, you should do that, you should do this. And now you feel like doing it magically. Yo, stop sleeping on Cancer. Stop sleeping on Cancer. It is what it is. I just have to be real with y'all. If Cancer is this sinister, I can't even talk about Capricorn. But it is what it is, my friends. And your psychic awareness is budding. The first chapter of this was to uncover how psychic you are, how powerful you are, how magical you are. We have a new moon with Mars opposite Pluto and Mercury's opposite Pluto. Let me tell you about Mercury in Cancer. Mercury in Cancer can hear how people feel. So you can just be like, yeah, and this is how Cancer just monopolizes everything. Because Cancer is not Gemini. Gemini will be like, hey, I can tell by what you said, you're not really being real with me. What's wrong? Cancer will just take a mental note. Oh, he's being fake about this. I can exploit that. Oh, he's being fake about that. I'm going to act like I don't know, and I'm going to see how much I can get away with. But you don't know. They don't tell you this. They don't tell you this. Salute to Cancer for being gangster. But they don't tell you this, so they don't. They don't. Why do you think Pisces is obsessed with Cancer? Like, stop it. Even Sagittarius is obsessed with Cancer because they see what Cancer do. And it's like, wow, I thought I can get away with this. No, my friend, like Mercury and Cancer, you'll just be like, hi, Sharon. I feel so good today. Like, oh my gosh, today was so amazing. But Cancer will listen to what you said and be like, no, they don't feel like that. They don't feel like that. And you would think they're emotional. That's a sign of psychic proficiency. But see, astrologers who gave the information out back then, they didn't want to sound like quacks. And I'm not talking about quacks who are like combining medicine with astrology, which is genius, but they didn't want to sound crazy. A lot of astrology that you study, this is why like astrology starts with this new age of Aquarius. Astrology, I'm like John the Baptist. We're going to have a Jesus who's born as a cosmic golden child. He's probably born, and the Antichrist is going to be born too. So Jesus is probably Leo. Antichrist is probably going to be an Aquarius, even though it seems the other way around. But like, I'm telling you, like, these kids are being born amongst you. I'm like John the Baptist, like paving the way. I'm like trying to let y'all know, no, this shit is real, y'all. Like I'm trying to give you this in layman's terms. If you notice, I'm not trying to be all super dorky. I'm a nerd, but I'm not all trying to be super dorky and be like the delineation of these charts and the 25-degree, because if I do that, it's going to intimidate some of you. I can go on that level. If I do that, it's going to intimidate some of you. I want to be able to say this as like a baby can understand. So you know this is real. Like this is the language. The kids born after 2000 are going to teach the true astrology. These are going to be the age of Aquarius astrologers. Right now, I'm just the transition point. I have to catch people born in the 50s and 60s and be like, yo, your life was not a waste. The 70s, 80s be like, no, 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 no. You're pioneering this stuff with us. Like, don't even trip. Like, we're just the lost void for these young kids who are going wild and rebellious, who aren't going to listen to any of us. And it's just like, bah, Jesus Christ Superstar. For the person who said he feels like gay Jesus, watch Jesus Christ Superstar. But anyway, my friends, John the Baptist paving the way. Like, we're still, like, once Saturn is in Pisces, this is when we're going to step into the galactic communal awareness. Let me tell you something. I channeled something from Spirit. And this, listen, for those of you who are skeptical, for those of you who want to know how perception works, it all starts off as imagination, okay? You get the vision, you have the imagination, it comes as a thought in Gemini, you have the facts in Virgo, and then you actually come to the meaning in Sagittarius. So let me tell you how this worked. I channeled a message. I just felt something, and then Spirit was like, what you feel is an illusion, a genjutsu being casted on you, about 10,000 miles up in the air. So my Gemini got to work. I'm like, 10,000 miles? How high is 10,000 miles? Gemini asked the right questions. I go on Google and I'm like, all right, let's see the space shape. Oh, okay. The mesosphere is about like maybe 6,000 miles. The atmosphere is out of the earth. The mesosphere, I think maybe like once you go 10 miles up in the air, you're in space, which is just profound to me. And let me just make sure. I could be wrong about that, but it's definitely way less than like 1,000 miles, 100 miles. You have the different atmospheres, the ozone layer. This is all less than 500 miles. You go up maybe around like 8,000 miles, you hit the moon. You start to hit like the Gary Clark's orbit. Guess what's 10,000, 12,000 miles above us, guys? Global positioning satellites. You know those things like an eagle eye that can determine where everyone is? Yes. So now I had the Virgo facts, and now I had to balance this with Pisces. Why would Spirit tell me that, again, Jutsu is being cast 10,000 miles up, and if I look at the facts, GPS satellites are there? There must be an entity that's blasting out vibrations. This is my Sagittarius coming into the meaning, and it's not a complete meaning. If I was an Aquarius or Pisces, I would see that there's certain erroneous deductions into my calculations, but that's why I say it live for you, because someone's going to listen to this and get the final move. But there's something happening in our GPS, and you know what happened? They're starting to build a new branch of the military now since the 70s or maybe the 40s. And it's the space cops. They're starting to build a space intelligence agency out near these space stations. It's really to prevent the invasion of the galactics, because one thing that's real that Pluto and Aquarius is going to bring is the return of Frieza. All right. I say return because they came in the 1800s, but there weren't enough fruitful vibrations to crop on. So they're like, we'll come back in another 200, 400 years. Listen, y'all, we are going to have that moment past 2020 where Raditz and Vegeta come and fuck our shit up. Please excuse my language, but we are going to have that moment where they're going to be scouts, and there are going to be like galactics, as I like to say, emissaries and beings and overlords, space Napoleon Hitlers from other galaxies who check in on Earth. And all these movies that they're prepping for is for a reason. So we have like 3 years, which is not enough time at all. But I mean, our psychic abilities are budding. And we're going to have to go through a world war, civil war, where like we're all fighting each other. so we can overcome the illusion of separation, band together, and save ourselves from these galactics that are going to want to harvest our life essence as batteries, like they already do, like our government does to you, but on a much lower level. Because, dude. Anyway, this is important. As we go through this short week in this society and evolving world consciousness, we spent the first 3 months of this new year unveiling and uncover, really 6 months, because it all started Capricorn season. So that intense new moon we had Capricorn season, you're manifesting your great power now, and that's why we're purging. But all this power we've uncovered about ourselves, the next 6 months is going to uncover how psychic other people are. One thing, if you watch Hunter x Hunter, that I love that they highlight about the show, it's so tactical. And they'll show you the inner dialogue with people. Whereas Dragon Ball Z is kind of more outward, like, look at the moves he did. Hunter x Hunter will let you go into the mindset and the tactical nature of things. And one thing they highlighted in the show is people don't like revealing their powers. Hidden power in astrology is Cancer, your 4th house. When I look at anyone's chart, I'll be like, all right, what they got in their IC? What they got in their IC in their 8th house? What they trying to hide from me? All right, people with nothing to hide, they have empty 4th, they have empty 8th, they have empty 12th. All right, or if they have those stuff in like fire signs, they'll be liberal about it. But I'm like, where your IC? Where your 8th house? What you hiding? Where's your hidden power? What do you have that you only bring out as a last reserve? Because there's some powers that you have to hide. There's some stuff about yourself that the 4th house is the house of private stuff. When you have planets in the 4th house, when you have planets in Cancer, this is stuff that it's an extension of wisdom. Virgo and Scorpio teach you that there's a time and a place with Capricorn, right? So the hidden power is like, I can't let everyone know what this is. This is private to me. I can't let everyone know that I was treated in such a way. As opposed to 10th house, which is opposite, it's public. This is what you let the world know. Right? With discretion, I hope. Some of you are not really just, you don't have discretion or caution. I used to be like that. But yes, my friends, like, psychic abilities are budding. And what this week is going to usher in, this is the first week of a 6-month transit that's going to show you and frighteningly haunt you and really affirm your suspicions of how psychic other people are. See, you had to understand how psychic you were so you can understand how psychic other people are. And like the water signs and the earth signs, they're going to confirm suspicions. The fire and the air signs, they're going to see some stuff like, ooh, did this person just do a Reiki healing on me all suddenly? What? Because I was not feeling good until I walked in their presence. What's going on here? Because some of you water signs think you're slick. Some of you will do just elaborate rituals, and then it works, and you think no one knows. Because we don't know, but you think no one knows. You think Sagittarius isn't seeing through what you're doing, and then they have to go to Aquarius because they don't know, and then they have to tell Aquarius what they saw, and Aquarius is like, no, they didn't. Like, this is a conversation between Sagittarius and Aquarius. Aquarius, I saw this, and then Aquarius knows, no, they didn't. Did they do A, B, and C? And Sagittarius is like, yes, that's exactly what I saw. And then Aquarius is like, oh my God, this is the high level spell jutsu they did. I swear, yo, it's real out here. And that's why I say, this is spiritual warfare. This is, anybody can get it. Like, your best friend of 30 years can turn on you because you thought you really knew them, because you didn't know they had a sleeper cell, a demon that was just waiting to awaken at their Saturn return, and then that's who they really are. And you're like, you were never like this. And then they're like, that me is dead. This is the real me. And you think they're lying. No. Study use in astrology. Look at their fucking soul. Like, the answers are here. Like, there's no hiding anymore. That's why some people that I've had live, some people, they're like, we don't want you to see our chart. That's why the real ones who volunteer their chart, they're the real ones. They got nothing to hide. They know that no one can touch them. But it is what it is. You're about to start seeing other people's power. And this is now so that we can fulfill Jupiter and Libra and see what balances with yours. Listen, a friend today could be an enemy tomorrow, even more frightening. An enemy today could be your wife or your husband tomorrow. All right. And I'm not even going to get into how some of y'all are married to like your arch enemy. Some of y'all, you died in a past life and God was like, you spent your whole life arguing with this person. And just grab both of y'all by the ear, like, now look at each other. You spent your whole life hating each other. I'm gonna make you marry each other next life. And then one of you is just like, no, God, no. And then the other one's just like, hell no. And like, it's real like that. Some of y'all, it's just like, why do I love, well, I'm so drawn to this person, but I want to beat the crap out of this person. And it's usually the woman that feels it too. Like the woman is gonna be more like, in tune with their partner, regardless of gender, and it's just gonna be like, damn, I'm in love with this person, I think, but I just want to smack the shit out of them, and I don't know why. Chances are you have a past life enemy relationship with them. This is most potent in squares. If your sun or moon are square each other, this is a clear indicator. And then if there's like nodes, oh, forget about it. Forget about it. Like there's nothing more potent than makeup sex. But some of you have makeup sex for generations. Like you just get in some funky twin flame relationships, and it's just like, this is new. We're falling, like you guys are so much of enemies. It's like you're just so casual, like, oh, we're dating now? Didn't we spend like the past 200 eons warring against each other? Now we're dating? Next thing you know, we're gonna have kids. Like it's real out here, yo. This is kind of crazy. This is really kind of crazy. Okay, so regardless, let's go into the Peace Mobile because I'm getting a little bit impetuous. And before we get into the Peace Mobile, though, and I pull cards, you know, Chiron is in Pisces and Lilith is in Sagittarius. And this is now where I get into the astrology that I might get some dislikes on this video because some of y'all don't like to hear this. Most of y'all do. Some of y'all don't like to hear this, but Lilith is in Sagittarius, reawakening a thought in you. Everybody has an inner whore. I don't care who you are. And I don't, you know, I don't want to just label Sagittarius as the hoes of the zodiac because Gemini is there too. You know what I'm saying? Pisces is there too. We're all some hoes. Everyone has an inner whore. And one thing about Lilith is that she went through the whole zodiac getting shaded on. Just look at Kim K. Just look at Amber Rose. Just look at Mia Khalifa. Like the divine feminine wanted to be a super hoe. And like, look at how I just boss on all this men. And patriarchy was like, no. We can't have this empowered female species. Call her a whore. Make sure we shame everything she does. So Lilith is spiteful. Lilith is like, oh, you men can do this, but I can't? What? All right, bet. I'm going to ruin your marriages. I'm going to homework everything you do until you respect my authority. And then she'll prop her vagina up, and just like men do, and she'll start to piss standing up. Lilith is a bad bitch. Like, I'm just be real, okay? And then Chiron is in Pisces, so some of you are going to get hurt. Some of you are going to have to deal with that fear of not, you know, seeing someone else who is just like bossing on your partner and your insecurities come up. And it's how you react that's going to really change everything, okay? Everybody has an inner whore within them, okay? You have Lilith and you have Juno. Juno is in Capricorn, right next to Pluto. She's about to go there. So how seriously you commit to things is going to make or break your whole life. And there's divine marriages that are about to transform. So we have a devil and an angel. Everybody, man and woman, has, like for men, it's like Saturn and Mars. Mars is going to be like, yo, have sex with her right now and dump her. And then Saturn is going to be like, no, let's slow our roll. Let's get to know her. Well, for women, it's Lilith and it's Juno. Juno's going to be like, Venus and Juno's going to be like, oh, honey, let's kind of cultivate something. Lilith is going to be like, let's run his pockets. Let's have sex and get him off the hit list. Because, I mean, he a little wimp, he a little sissy. How you gonna try and like fall in love with this dude? He's still in love with his mother. And then Venus and Pisces, especially how Venus and Pisces, be like, but he has so much potential. What do you mean? And then Lilith will be like, have sex with him, have sex with his friends, don't get to, like, I'm telling you. And this is reverse psychology, because y'all would think that it's just men. Y'all would think that it's just men, that it's just hit it and quit it. Women are better than that. Women have a hit list. Women have a hit list. Like, everyone has an inner whore or inner man whore. But let's just not say man whore. Everyone has an inner whore. And I am unveiling a mega webinar. So a lot of you cannot, I'm gonna be real, you can't look up on Google and find that much good Lilith and Juno sites. They exist. They exist. There are authorities out there, but you have to probably get a book. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not really easy to find. I have in the link to my description a mega webinar. Okay, for those of you who may have taken a similar webinar I did with another asteroid, this one's going to be even more in depth. I'm going to cover Juno, Ceres, which is also Demeter. You know, Ceres is a little bit peculiar, the goddess of agriculture. Imagine you're just living your life. You just having fun. And then all of a sudden, the god of the underworld just snatches up your daughter. Just like, hey, I like your girl. I'm gonna take her. And before you can even tell Pluto to fuck off, he takes your girl down to the underworld. And now you're crying for like half the month she's not there. And now it's winter. That's Demeter, y'all, the goddess of agriculture. Some of y'all have that in your sun. Like, she's so amazing. We're going to go into why she's more gangster than you know, okay? The key with asteroids is that they link with your moon. The stronger connection you have with your soul, the stronger connection you have with asteroids. The stronger connection you have with your sun, the stronger connection you have with personal planets. So personal planets is like the entree. The asteroids in your chart are like the condiments, the spices. I have the Osiris asteroid on my like 10th house cusp. So that's like my higher self. That's like my Oga. You know what I'm saying? Like, I talked to someone who had Isis there. And in other parts, I'm going to talk about that. So it's definitely worth the cost. It's definitely worth investing in. This is a webinar you're definitely going to be able to see. I want to go really in depth in this too. So I'm going to take my time. Y'all who've taken webinars with me, you know what you get when you get the PC webinar. So it's going to be dope. Once again, Ceres, Juno, Lilith, and we're going to go over Chiron too. We're going to go over Chiron, and that's going to be a special webinar to go over signs and houses. It's going to be available, so you don't, there's an urgency to get this, but don't necessarily feel like if you can't now, you can't get it later. But regardless, my friends, everyone has that inner whore. And, you know, I'm not saying let it out, but I'm saying you cannot suppress it. It's too late in the game to suppress it. Shout out to those of you who are letting out your inner whore. I know some of you who, and I don't even want to equate this to being a whore because I think this is different, but there's some of you who are breaking out and you're becoming strippers. And you're like, well, I could go to college, or I can make 10 grand in a week. Because drug lords from China are throwing bans. Sorry, my dark side is leaking out. My dark side is leaking out. That's not right. That's not right. I wouldn't want my daughter to do something like that, right? Anyway, y'all, let me tell you, morality is getting twisted. And how you get through this is how sincere you feel about things. You cannot really hold back on the sincerity. You cannot really hold back on how you really feel, because this is what's going to confuse you. And it's not going to be easy at all. It's not going to be easy at all, okay? At all. And that's the whole point. You want to embrace the challenge. Mars is opposite Pluto with Mercury. So there is a power struggle. Some of you are fighting against controlling your emotions in ways that are going to either make your power or break your power. And you have to have that belief in yourself and really feel how you feel. Some of you feel super sexual. Some of you are super thoughts, and you're proud of it because you know the sexual revolution that you're carrying with Pluto or Uranus and Scorpio. And you have to embrace that. All right. It's kind of like how Amber Rose did when she wrote that book called Bad Bitch. Like she kind of embraces it. She's a Libra. She knows how to present herself like Kim Kardashian. This is why they have so many followers on social media. This is not a coincidence. But I haven't made the astrological profile video yet, which I will, but I haven't yet. So it is what it is. The next one I'm going to do is 44th President Barack Obama. But it is what it is. Okay. Before I get into the cards and before I get into the Peace Mobile, I have to tell you a story. It's about my homeboy Jesus. See, back from when I used to be aware of life as an archangel serving God in these streets, Jesus was a big deal. And now I come back. See, the reason why I'm telling you this story is I have to tell you how I really feel about things. And I'm going to tell you how I really feel about this because, you know, give or take a few hundred years, y'all got shit twisted. It's no different than a game of telephone where I just literally spit. It's no different than a game of telephone where you say something around Jesus is a gangster of love, but it's no different when you go around the room and then you get back and something's different. No. I'm gonna have to quote some scripture, y'all. I'm gonna have to quote some scripture. Now, there's a scripture in Isaiah, I think, or like that I don't remember, but I'm going to paraphrase. But y'all really think Jesus willingly came to die for your sins? No, you don't know God's a troll. God likes messing with people. So in order to explain this, let's go back. Let's go back in time. For my people who are Bible literate, I'm about to mess with your mind. Literally mess with your mind. So don't take me too seriously. Like, let's go back just in case you think the whole habit of Jesus sacrificing sons is new. Okay, I don't know if he has a fetish with this, but it's kind of twisted. Okay, so we have Abraham. My faithful friend Abraham, I used to service him, okay, whenever I had to transmit messages as we do and let him know that his faithfulness is coming through. Okay, this is how much of a troll God is. So when you read the Old Testament, you're going to read that, okay, you know, Abraham, I don't know, waited years. Years, my friend, years. He's looking at his peers like, God's going to come through, my friends. God's going to come through. Just trust me. God's going to come through. You just got to trust me, my friends. God will come through. How much battery life do I have? All right, we still good. God's going to come through, my friends. Meanwhile, his friends are like, bruh, you're pushing 80. You're pushing 70. Give it up. You're not going to have this child that's going to rule these nations. God the troll is a savage. All right, I will prove it. I will prove it because this is not fair. This is just stories to you. Let me tell you my experience. All right, if you believe that I used to be an entity back then, all right, trust me. Job waited for years too. Abraham waited for years, and that's why I would respect Abraham for life because he never gave up faith in God. Some of you, 2 years, 3 years past, I'm gonna be single for life. Nothing's ever gonna work out for me. Abraham waited for years. This dude was over 100. Most people die after 100. Sarah, his wife, was like, I don't know why you keep listening, God. Go and have sex with this servant. Go and have sex with this servant. She'll give us a surrogate child, and that'll be it. Okay? Sarah's a straight up G. Or is it Rebecca? No, Sarah's a straight up G. Sarah's a straight up G. Sarah was like, I can't even give birth anymore. You talking about we gonna have this kid. You talking about we gonna have this kid. But you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Walking miracle, my twin flame is my higher self too. You know what I'm saying, son? Abraham waited it out. Abraham waited it out. He had a son called Isaiah. In fact, what does Isaiah mean? We have to look this up. Isaiah, Yahweh is salvation. Okay? Well, let me tell you something about this Yahweh. Yahweh likes to troll people. Okay? Abraham waited so long for this kid. Okay? And in the Bible, they polish God's image. They're like, God wanted to test the faithfulness of his servant, brought up Abraham and said, Abraham, I want you to sacrifice your son. That stuff you waited forever, I want you to sacrifice him. And then Abraham did it and whatnot. You don't know, God was trolling. Yo, I came back from a mission. All right. God summoned all the angels in heaven. God was like, everyone come here. Come here. I need to show you this. I need to show you this. Look at how faithful my servants are. Look at how faithful the people who follow me is. And you know how the devil and God go constantly back and forth. So you read it in Job, but they didn't. You know how the devil and God go back and forth, like they ain't that faithful for real. And God be like, yes, they are, Satan. And say it's like, no, they're not. And God's like, yes, they are. And so they had like freaking bets. God was like, God told the whole heavenly host, like, I bet you my throne. I bet you my throne that Abraham will sacrifice his firstborn son. Yo, Lucifer was like, oh, I'm on that bet. I want that. If that don't come through, I can fall. It don't matter. Lucifer and other angels like, I want that throne. Was good. Keep on thinking these humans are faithful. And then they're like, yo, Abraham waited for over 100 years. He's going to defy you, God. He's going to defy you. God was like, nope. I know my people. No, but look at how they make it look so benevolent. Like God just wanted to test. No. Archangel Gabriel was like, are you really gonna like mess with his mind like that? Look at that. Gabrielle Harris commented as soon as I said that. Synchronicity. Archangel Gabriel was like, you really gonna mess with his mind like that? Like, that's not fair. And then God laughed like, stay out of this. Are you gonna bet or not, dude? Are you gonna bet or not? And I swear to God, like, yo, I swear to God, like lightning strike me down, son. Like God was like, look at this. Abraham. Abraham. You know that son that I made you wait like hundreds of years, well, 100 years to manifest? And God was like, yes. I want you to go in on a mountain and sacrifice him to me. Abraham got caught off guard like, okay. And then this is what Satan just was like, oh, what you mean I lost this bet? No, son. No, son. He's gonna get on that mountain, he's gonna have second doubts. So it's like, all right, we'll see. Abraham went on that mountain. You have to have the faith of Abraham, my friends, to make it through. Don't think I'm just like going off on a tangent. You have to have the faith of Abraham, because some of you are going to be put in situations where you feel like you cannot make it. Faith of Abraham, where it's like, well, God giveth, God taketh. Yo, the angels were like, oh my God, he's going to do it. Oh my God, he's going to do it. Read the scripture. God had to send an angel. Like the angel caught his hand. God was like, oh snap. Yo, Metatron, go stop him real quick. So listen, that was back. You need the faith of Black Zetsu. That's for real. That was back in the Old Testament. So listen. You read the New Testament, like honestly, when you see Jewish people, when you see authentic Jewish people over hatred on the New Testament, they guard their Torah. They have Kabbalistic secrets, like they guard their Torah. Like they're suspect about the New Testament for a huge reason. So don't think that's just like hatred. Like the New Testament is a little shady. I'm gonna be real. New Testament is a little shady. I'm gonna be real. Because they low key, it's not even the Bible's fault. The interpretation, they want to make you think that Jesus chose to die for you. No. The peace dealer needs to break down the truth. I had to let you know this fetish God has for sacrificing people's sons. So it now has context. Okay. So let's go back. All right. What's one key feature that any Christian will tell you, right? So he didn't want to die? Brienne, it's in the Bible. I'm going to read it. It's in Matthew, the book of Matthew, chapter 26, verse 36. Jesus had to beg God down on his knees and be like, please, if this cup can pass over. Listen, what was the one major feature about God doing this? They said that the blood of the lamb was the only one that can do this, all right? Like, listen, if you read Ezekiel, I don't know if it was an Ezekiel verse or I don't know if it's an Isaiah verse, but it's a verse. It could be in Revelations when they talk about the lion and the lamb. I think it's in Revelations where John was talking about Jesus is the only one that could open the scrolls. You need to understand, like, God went to the angels first. God hit Archangel Michael, God hit, and these are code names, but God hit the archangels like, hey, you want to, kind of sacrifice yourself for sin? And they laughed at him like, well, they didn't laugh at him. Only Lucifer was just like, you want me to die for these humans? No. And it's just like, and see, God's cool like that. Like, God isn't the type of person that will not make you do something you don't want to do. Because if you don't want to do it, see, don't think God is just some overlord dictator where it's like, my word is law. All right. He was like that in the Old Testament with humans because humans kind of tested his patience. I'm gonna be real. But like, God wants to know if you're sincere. That's it. For real. So God, goddess, these are just flexible terms in and of itself. Kind of keep this as a parable. You don't take this 100% seriously, but I'm telling you, my friends, in the Bible, there's the verse where it's like they're in heaven and no one else can do it. And Jesus went through the courts like, I am the sacrificial lamb. I am the lamb. I think Lucifer is Jesus incarnate. I won't speak on that, but that's interesting. But yes, my friend, like Jesus was a sacrificial lamb, right? But let me fill you in on what really went down. Let me fill you in on what really went down. Jesus just came through in his essence. Like, he had now came of age in heaven, which is a total lie, but just go on with this. Like, he had now came of age. God was like, my son, I have a mission for you. And Jesus was like, okay, that's cool. You usually send your angels on this, right? That's cool. And then he filled Jesus in on what was to do. And then Jesus was mad. Jesus went through the heavenly courts like, really? Really? You can't do this, son? You can't do it? Like, he went through all the angels like, you can't do this? You can't do this? It's just me. I have to do this? For real, God? For real, God? And now, hold on, because let's go forward in time. When Jesus dies on the cross and his sin is so potent that God forsakes him. There is a reason why in the Bible they included that in the verse that God forsaken his only son. For a moment in time, Jesus had to exist without the love of God because the sin was so putrid. That's how I know it's a story. But follow me here. Follow me here. Because Jesus was tripping. Jesus was tripping. And they'll make it look like, yes, God, I am ready. No. It doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. If that was how it was like when Jesus incarnated down in reality, because they lied to Jesus. Like, I was raised Christian, just like Brianne said. I was raised Christian. Like, I'm fluent in the scriptures. Like, I'm a little bit dusty. I need to go back and sharpen up. I still have the Bible app. You know what I'm saying? But like, I know my scripture. I could even talk to you about Ruth, and I could talk to you about. Oh, okay, I can't talk to you extensively about it, but I could engage in conversation, right? I'm telling you, Jesus incarnated on earth, and he realized the gravity of this mission, and he's like, no, oh no, oh no. Oh no, oh no, I can't do this. I can't die for these people. And it's not even about these people, even though Jesus was just so annoyed. Like, Jesus did nothing but miracles. Jesus did nothing but miracles. And people still, you know what I'm saying? But he had love. So it's not even that's why he still said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. But I'm telling you, Matthew 26, 36 to 46. Then Jesus went with his disciples to a place called Gethsemane. And he said to them, sit here while I go over there and pray. He took Peter and the two sons of Zebedee along with him, and he began to be sorrowful and troubled. This is the New International Version. So there's some sects of Christianity where like they beef over which version of translation is good. Like, no, you can only read KJV. The NIV is of the Illuminati. It's weird. I don't understand. But anyway, then he said to them, my soul is overwhelmed with sorrow to the point of death. Hold on, B. Stay here and keep watch with me. I have to break this down because not a lot of people talk about this. They talk about Jesus dying on the cross for you. They talk about how he died for your sins. Not a lot of people talk about how he felt. This is cancer season. We're going to talk about how Jesus felt. Listen, this is so poetic. Soul is overwhelmed with sorrow to the point of death. Stay here and keep watch with me. Going a little farther, he fell with his face to the ground and prayed, my Father, if it is possible, may this cup be taken away from me, yet not as I will, but as you will. Gangster, the most gangster shit ever. Like, please, God, please. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. You're going to forsake me because you can't handle sin. I'm going to carry the pain for everyone. I have to descend to hell. Like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. All right. And whether you believe in Jesus Christ or not, this is why I said don't take me literally. Just listen to the message of it. Like, just listen to the story. Like, cause I'm not going to sit down and tell you that there were literal archangels in heaven doing this, but just listen to the message behind everything, because Jesus was like, I'm not going to do this my way. I'm going to do this your way, but please. This dude, God, was partying like, nope, we already talked about this, Jesus. You know how you'll try and talk to an Aquarius or a Sagittarius and you'll try and get them to change their mind and be like, nope, it's final. God was just like, I already talked about this with you, Jesus. How you going to be close to doing it and you're not going to do it? But they're not going to write that in the Bible because God is benevolent. Even though, my brother Jesus, listen, he said, then he returned to his disciples and found them sleeping. Couldn't you men keep watch with me for 1 hour? Watch and pray so that you will not fall into temptation. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. There's a lot going on here. And I don't want to make this a Bible sermon, but I'm going to get in the cards. This has everything to do with this spiritual warfare. Everything. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Hold on. He went away a second time. Don't think that when Jesus prayed to God, he was waiting for an answer. He's the Son of God. He's fooling. This is back and forth. When he's talking to God, he's really talking to God. My Father. Second time. My Father. If it is not possible for this cup to be taken away unless I drink it, may your will be done. When he came back, he found them sleeping because their eyes were heavy. 44th verse. So he left them and went away once more and prayed the third time. Then he returned to the disciples and said to them, are you still sleeping and resting? Look, the hour has come and the Son of Man is delivered into the hands of sinners. Rise, let us go. Here comes my betrayer. My friends, this is the prayer he said right before he knew Judas was going to come and kiss him on the cheek. Just like you have some friends smiling in your face, like they like you, but you know they don't give a damn about you, okay? One of the most beautiful parts of this was when he said, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. But that key verse right there was, watch and pray so that you fall not into temptation. Listen, y'all. Some of y'all have no respect for religion because you've seen the ills that it has done, but you forget that God talks through all streams. So he drops gems for us. And some of you won't pick up certain manuscripts because it's like, I don't want to believe in that. And you're no different than the judgmental Christians. Seriously, go and learn you something. Watch And it doesn't matter if you believe in God. It doesn't matter if you're atheist. It doesn't matter what you believe. Watch and pray so that you do not fall into temptation. Mars is opposite Pluto right now, y'all. Mars is opposite Pluto right now. And this is a spiritual battle where you have to be so on point with your focus that you do not let yourself fall into immediate gratification and temptation, because you will get caught slipping. Pluto is showing you how much control over your feelings you don't have. And you must watch and pray. Prayer means tuning into your higher self. You can't keep this spiritual shit to like 3 hours a day. Spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. This is an analogy of them not being still all day. Jesus was counting on them to pray for him so that he could be protected while he prays. We in this together. Some of you won't even give God 2 hours of your life. You start praying and you get tired because it's a war. Once you start going in the spirit, you start feeling tired. It's a battle so that you don't do what you need to do. It's real. Watch and pray. You need to stay vigilant because the devil is like a lion seeking who he may devour, and he gets by making you believe he doesn't exist. What's up? So I'm trying to let y'all know right now. I'm trying to let y'all know it doesn't matter what you believe. If you are vigilant and you stay in tune with your energy, you're going to survive this spiritual warfare. And it's just as real as that, my friends. So let's go to the Peace Mobile. Oops. Right now, we're in a bubbling Cancer new moon transit. And what's being awakened for you is the awareness of your psychic ability. How do you really feel? You're setting the intention to really uncover how you feel. And right now, you're undergoing the initial state of emotional transformation. So be very mindful of the subtle shifts that occur, because as Mars begins to oppose this, it's going to highlight very greatly the ability for you to channel these deep feelings that you'll be aware of, so you can bring up what needs to be purged and aligned to be the greater you, which is super vague to say, but oh well. The next 2 days, we move forward with the moon in Leo. This is going to have the moon in the second house of this sun transit. So we're going to be uncovering the 25th and the 27th, the 25th and the 26th, the value of our love, which in Cancer season you express with huge confidence. And the more passionate you express your feelings, it's a direct reflection of how confident you are and how you feel. You have to go all out, my friends, because once the moon goes over this north node, it's a wrap. The next time it will go over the north node is on the eclipse. So this is your last time to really like align with what you love. Don't worry, the square to Venus and Pisces will test how valuable it is to you. As once this moves into Virgo now, we have the Grand Earth trine. And the third house of Cancer is going to have you express perfectly through your lifestyle decisions the sincerity of your emotions, where you care about who you are. So you're going to give that extra push during your workouts because you're sincere. It goes beyond expression, right? And then as we close out the week with this T-square cross, while we have the opposition, at the end of the week, this is when we fully translate the understanding of our feelings through the medium of other people and how we do this. Throughout these days of the week, you're going to come into a greater understanding of how psychic other people are, because with you bringing out your heart, radically aligning to who you're becoming, once this moves into Virgo and becomes realer, this is where the evidence and the clues are going to be made real. And now since you can sense it, see, in Gemini, we just have the idea. Now you're going to be aware of it. And now you have the ability to come to your own feelings about it. And then, of course, Libra is the test of how sincerely we can express this energy out in our relationships with other people. So it's a huge deal. It's a huge deal. And what adds to this so much is the level of efficiency you can gain being yourself in the face of others who don't have your best interests. Stop trying to impress people. This is why I'll go out and I'm ashy. Like, some of you have strong fashion sense, and so you dress good because you're not trying to impress people. This is a facet of who you are. I'm not talking about you. Those of you who are trying to dress and get the latest this, which I don't think anyone watching here is like this, but you yourself might know someone like this. Stop encouraging people to do that because they're playing themselves. They're freaking playing themselves. And it is what it is. This is why I say I'm not really going to be specific until it's Virgo season. I'm not going to give you more details about things. I'm going to be vague as hell because we're still developing how we feel about things. We're still developing our personal subjectivity. In astrology, once you get out of the 7th house, we get objective because now it starts to involve other people where you can't just be subjective. See, in Aries and Taurus, you could be subjective AF. You could just be like, this is how I feel, this is what I value, and that's it. But once you get to Libra and Capricorn, where you're now starting to govern other interests, you can't be that subjective. You have to be objective. And you have to be reasonable and not a savage, as they say. Anyway, thank you, Kiyumatic Mad Kick. Thank you very much. I'm glad you appreciated that Bible knowledge. I was just about to get to the cards, so I do have the 4 of Cups for you. The 4 of Cups, of course, at length is talking about this is a moon Cancer, so just really contemplate on what you're feeling and allow yourself to feel that, and don't really take too serious what comes up. So I'm going to start now with the signs. Those of you who are donating, thank you very much. I'm going to wait until after I do the cards for the signs to pull personals for you. But yes, let's go through the signs. This card that I pull, focus on and harness the energy so that it could pull you forward to help bud and understand at a great length the emotions that you're budding, psychic abilities that you probably didn't think you can have this early. Some will come new to you, all right? So for Aries, what we have is the Ace of Wands. This is going to harness your ability to very powerfully just spark things in your favor. And not just spark things in your favor, but also in a large amount, really gain much passion. So this Ace of Wands is talking about a sparkling new beginning that's going to be super exciting for you. Thank you, Ahmed. Thank you, Ahmed. And thank you, Queen Beiji. Queen. All right. Taurus. Taurus rising, Taurus moon, Taurus Venus, Taurus, Taurus, Taurus. We have the Queen of Swords. So your sharp intellect and objective quality is going to help you maneuver through the BS and the shade people will be throwing. The independent willpower that you display during your projects will allow you to really gain the most and get done what you need to get done. But the Queen of Swords is talking about a very intelligent woman who serves as a great advisor for you. Thank you, Oris. Thank you so much. And they serve as a very good advisor. They're going to clash with how you think, but you can trust what they're saying. Don't listen exactly what they say, but take what they say and implement with what you can do. But for some of you, you're going to really be carrying that. Gemini, we have the Page of Cups. Some of you could be giving birth to a new child. Some of you could be conceiving. Some of you will definitely connect emotionally with her. I'm excited to get this because this is like a new lover's card. This is like someone that you already know or someone new, like sending you something very romantic. Of course, I'm a Gemini. I might be the one sending someone romantic, but it definitely speaks very profoundly of, this is the card of psychic abilities budding. Whenever you have new intuitive abilities, that's also a card. Thank you, Carrie Sanders. Much appreciated. Very thankful, very thankful. Sarah Jane, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Two of Swords. Cancer. This is saying, this is a Moon and Libra card, so you're going to feel this at the end of the week. But it's saying that you don't want to make a decision before you're ready. You might find that your heart and your mind are closed off. This is like the opposite of the Lovers card, where they're united. But this also means that people may be pressuring you to do things that you're not really wanting to, and you can close yourself off. Don't feel guilty. But it's also saying if you're indecisive, which you are right now, a lot of you Cancers are choosing between lovers or opportunities. And the advice here is to ask yourself what you really want out of both of them. And both of them are like, you know what I'm saying, gonna work for you, but make sure it's more authentic. I'm trying to say you're not going to be able to know what to choose, but really go inside, because that's going to subtly help you. All right. Basically, just wait until you can't choose, because that's what you're going to do no matter what I advise. Thank you, Nadine. Thank you very much. So we have the Ace of Pentacles for Leo. So far, Aries and Leo are winning because they got two ace cards. Aries is going to be a very sizzling, passionate burst that goes in your favor, which is the essence of their sign. Leo, this is you really gaining a lot on like much more powerful financial investments. Ongoing projects that you're working on, you may get more investors. This is going to really lead well to the manifestation of what you're working on. So if you've invested in anything, you know, it's going to really help very profoundly. Virgo, for you, we have the Two of Swords too. So Virgo, you're just going to be curving people left and right, especially you Virgo moons. You're just going to be like, I don't feel like deciding on that. No. And people are going to be like, but what do you mean? Like Virgo is just going to give people the silent treatment. Thank you, Mamacita's house. Virgo, you're just going to silent treatment people with Cancer. Like, you're just going to starve them from conversation. And it's going to work for you. So, you know, I'm salty because the Virgo moon is doing this to me, and it's working. And, you know, I'm never going to let that go. It is what it is, though. And for those of you who donated, I'm going to pull oracle cards for you. The Wisdom of the Night. Thank you, Apollo Daddy. Y'all are going to get the oracle cards. Oh, damn. All right. Libra. Yes, Zep Dove, Amber Khan too. I'm going to talk mad shit on Amber Khan. And if some of y'all know Amber Khan, show her this video. Because I'm not going to lie, I was a little bit weird. You know what I'm saying? I was all like Gemini buddy, like talking to her like, hey, you're so cool, blah, blah, blah. But she was a Virgo moon. She flaked on our peace talk. And now she want to act like she can't talk to me. I have a little crush on her, but I don't care. I don't have a crush on her no more because she don't want to be on my peace talk. She didn't say that. She gave me the impression that she did. But it is what it is. I still have love for Amber Khan, so please don't take this serious. And Amber Khan is negative, Dove, like you said, because she has a Virgo moon. Virgo moons are negative. I understand it. I still got mad love for Amber. And if you see this, which I know you're not, hopefully one day we can work together and you can stop being so goddamn stubborn. But it is what it is. I'm going to go to Libra now. And thank you, beautiful Miss Young. Amen. Okay. So stubborn. Libra, we got your card. Libra, this is what Taurus did. So Libra, looks like you're the one that's going to give advice to Taurus. All right. If you haven't checked out Amber Khan, The Quietest Revolution, check her out. She's legit. She's cool. I co-sign any Gemini. We all dope. She's really dope. The Queen of Swords is talking about Libra, you really stepping greater into your power. I think, and you also being in a position to, thank you, Josie. Awesome. You being in a position to really bring out the best of your mental wits. Oh my gosh, behind the veil, good looks. I'm glad I have a friend for life. That actually means a lot. That's what it do. Whoa, okay. Portia, that would be an amazing peace talk. Do you see why I'm salty that she wants to act Hollywood on me right now? Because I was a little weird. I'm gonna be real. To her defense, I didn't have to text her saying that I think she's cool and shit. I guess that rubs them off the wrong way, but she didn't have to ignore me. It is what it is, though. Libra, you're going to step into your power. Your intellect is going to save the day. Trust in the realization that you come with as well. And honestly, if y'all know Amber Khan, email her. We need to get Dolo back here. If y'all know Amber Khan, email her and tell her that she has to do a peace talk with me. Like, beg her. All right? It's the only way. Scorpio, for you, we have the Two of Cups. Scorpio, are you wanting to fall in love? Because you're not going to fall in love. Scorpio, are you wanting mutual love, respect that actually comes from someone who cares about you? Are you tired of the days where you fall in love with someone, but then you're like, damn, this isn't going to work out? And you're right. The Two of Cups has something different for you. The Two of Cups at length is talking about this Cancer season blessing you with an actual relationship. For real this time. Scorpio rising, Scorpio moon, you too. It's budding right now, but it'll work. Sagittarius. Sagittarius, you're just going to be blissful. We have the Four of Wands. This is talking at length about y'all really having serendipitous moments. Dominic, you staring fuckery because it's real. Like, you have to tell me your Two of Cups story. My Aquarius friend just told me about how he made it official with a chick that he works with. And this is someone who we thought would never. And not from me. Like, he voiced it. But he's with someone. So y'all need to stop acting like you cannot be with people. You're like one of the most desirable people ever. Like, quit it. Okay, Sagittarius, we have the Four of Wands. And this is talking about results. This is talking about the joy that comes from the results that you do and that you get, okay? Which is great. I think I just pulled the same card for Capricorn, but I'm just going to pull it again. Capricorn! We also have the Page of Cups. So just like budding psychic activity, this is like similar to Gemini, you starting to catch feelings, but in a healthy way, okay? This is like you being in a position, thank you, Elizabeth. This is like you being, Elizabeth, I learned is God is my oath. And that name has been coming out to me crazy, especially Elise. That name too, kind of crazy. I see it everywhere. But yes, Capricorn, just like Gemini, you're really going to develop intense feelings, but it doesn't always have to be romantic. This can also play out in a way that you go through these intense feelings so they awaken deeper psychic power. And given the context of this, psychic power, where it's different for you because the strength of your stuff. P did 427. Me and Dolo have 3 songs out. I'm gonna put them in the description. Me and Dolo have like tracks out, actually. They're really good. So if y'all want to hear it, I'm gonna put them in the description below. Brown, we've all been on songs together for a mixtape I did. Aquarius, we have your card. So we got the card for Libra, and Aquarius, we got the card for Aquarius, which I think is amazing. Flights. Air. So Aquarius, the King of Swords, is saying very potently that just like Libra, you have to be 100% objective. You can't necessarily take sides. Your mental power is what's going to get you through this period because people need to hear the truth that you're speaking inevitably. And it's not really going to help them to just sugarcoat. But Aquarius, for you, it's just a lot of people coming to you for advice and you kind of breaking through, you and Libra breaking through with your intellect. So really, even though we're in Cancer season, you're going to uncover through this emotional ability, sensitivity a lot greater the power of your mind, where you fuse the intuitive ability with your mental ability. And Pisces. Pisces, oh, we have the Two of Pentacles. Okay? Okay, Pisces, we have the Two of Pentacles. So you must be very productive in what you do. Oh. If you're not productive, you will not make money. You must be busy. You must trust in other income streams. Okay? God is smiling on you. God is smiling on you very much so. And yes, some of you Pisces think you're slick. You'll be dating somebody and you'll be also seeing somebody else. So we're saying you have to do like a play effect. You have to like date both people at the same time. You may think it's wrong, but it will help you. You will get a lot of understanding. Okay, Pisces? This is very good. So very good, Pisces. Very good. And the card that I have for everyone else. The card that I have for everyone else. Yes, I represent the Igbo clan. I have the Nine of Swords, y'all. Okay, so just in case you thought, this is for everyone, just in case y'all thought that like this budding psychic ability wasn't gonna come with some like intense purge, this might be one of the most mentally traumatic weeks we have. Because a lot of emotions are gonna come up to confront your insecurities, and you have to confront it. Just like Mars is gonna confront Pluto. And don't worry, this is an opportunity. No matter how negative it is, we got this. Just like Behind the Veil said, we got this, all right? So worry not. Fight the good fight. And we are headed into victory. That North Node eclipse in Leo is going to be positive for everyone. And just because it's positive doesn't mean it's going to feel good, but it's still going to be ultimately good, all right? Even with the Sun and the Magician. Oh my God. Okay. So that being said, this is the end of this broadcast. Thank you all for joining. Now, for those of you who don't, I'm going to pull some of these oracle cards. I never solicit these, by the way. Like, I'm not telling people to send me money and put my money in the collection plate. So when you do donate, I really appreciate it. Like, I really do appreciate it a whole lot, actually. I'd be surprised every time like that. So thank you. That's a lot. That's really dope. So Khalil, we have the High Priestess of Earth. The High Priestess of Earth wants to put you on. The High Priestess of Earth sees that you have enough discipline to really make your dreams come true. So have full faith in following your passion, because she's going to set your steps so that you're grounded. Not a lot of people have this blessing. So, you know, it's dope. And my dark twin does not play games. You're right. You're absolutely right. Ahmed, okay? Carrie, you can text me what you pulled to me. Thank you very much. Very grateful. We have movement for Ahmed. Ahmed, this is self-explanatory, but it's more or less saying that you don't even have to move places. You want to actually keep your energy in motion. One, so that the people throwing psychic attacks at you, it will be harder to hit. Two, so that you can generate your energy. Make sure you're not just in one place. And movement around your city will move the energy to manifest certain things as well. Queen Daisy, we have risk. I know you be talking about your twin flaming a lot. You might have to take a risk with that mofo. You might have to take a risk, period. You definitely have to take a risk with being who you are at an extra step out, where you have to risk sharing some of your gifts and being vulnerable about how people are going to say. So make sure you do so, my friend, because you got it. We already did your reading. You got it. Let me find out you don't take that risk. Like, come on now. All right. Oris, we have letting go. With letting go, I'm sorry, Tara. I'm sorry. Letting go is saying that you really don't want to like give up on what you're doing, but let go, because what you're letting go is going to allow the energy to flow. And it's really as simple as that. Not only will it let the energy flow, it's going to let everyone else know what else you have ready to fill in that spot, okay? Carrie, for you, we have individuality. And this is important because there's so much strength in your character. There's a lot that you're feeling you need to compensate for, but you is enough. And that's very cliche to say, but it's actually profound because just your personality is enough to bring to the table. Like some people, they don't have that strong personality. Like they have to bring like, you know, extra money. They have to know they have connections with other people, but you, like you as an individual is going to be so potent for you to get through what you need to get through. Okay. Sarah, for you, we have the High Priestess of Water. Thank you, Gabrielle. For you, we have the High Priestess of Water. The High Priestess of Water is talking about, at a great level, this higher being in a position, good night, MNY, you being in a position to go to the depths of your feelings. Because some of your feelings are very traumatic and you have subconsciously suppressed, this High Priestess of Water is going to help guide you down there. All right, so that you're in a better position to actually face these. So you have support and know that she's walking with you. Nadine, we also have individuality. So like Zoe, you're really in a very powerful position to uncover the strength of who you are. Gratefully so. People want to get to know you because you're not fake. And there's so much you teach them about being themselves. Mamacitas, we have success. Congratulations, my friend. You have worked more than hard, and you might have thought you were hardly working, but whether you did or not, communications. Thank you, communications specialist. Whether you did or not, congratulations. Literally, like this says. Usually this is like ushering in that, so yeah. Apollodite. We have obedience. This is saying that because you're going into a greater cosmic awakening to really uncover like your jinchuriki or more so your divine power, you have to walk this path of obedience. So it's not so that the universe will bless you. It's not that the universe says he needs to be obedient and then we'll bless him. The key to unlocking it is obedience. You have to walk with integrity so that it can unlock it. That's kind of how it works reflexively. Walking miracle. All right, King John. Walking miracle, we have lust. So this is saying that if you've been trying to suppress this or walk away from it, this is why it's coming out of you. And you have to be responsible for the lust other people feel around you. Because you'll just express the lust, but you won't let them fulfill it. And that's a dark side secret. Like if you evoke lust in others, you're obligated to have sex with them, or you're obligated to fulfill it within them. You know what I'm talking about? Like if you kind of like make someone horny, you can't just leave them hanging. You feel me? And that's not something that's going to be very like talked upon, because this is different from somebody who evokes lust from someone indirectly. Like I could be wearing sexy clothes and someone sees me and they have lust. I didn't do it directly to them. I wasn't like inciting it and tugging them on. All right. Thank you, Hazel Love, and thank you, Shannon. This is actually very powerful because don't feel bad by expressing it. All right. Beautiful Miss Young. We have meditation. So the more time you spend in meditation, the better. This is going to clear your energy, and it's going to take the power you've awakened the past 3 months and let it blossom. So you just have to like do less work and just chill more. Josie. Ooh, the High Priestesses is coming out. Thank you, Christine. So we have the High Priestess of Fire. The High Priestess of Fire is going to give you the courage. This is a bad chick. I love her. I love her. High Priestess of Fire don't care. Like she's going to take your hand. She's going to guide you and push you through the difficulties that you have. And she's going to be battling on your behalf. The High Priestess of Fire is like very like, but she's still delicate. Like she's still a high priestess, but she's going to give you the courage in your heart to really awaken and deal with a lot of these emotional issues that you may or may not have. Behind the veil, we also have meditation as well. And this is profound because it's talking about the meditative state The high priestess of fire was for Jose, Jose. The meditative state that you kind of garner from this will also extend to others. So you can meditate for others. If you get meditative and then you go talk to other people, your calm effect will wash over them as well. That's exclusive for higher beings like you, though. Now everyone has a bit. Margaret, the card that I have for you is also individuality. And it's allowing you at a great length. It's all good, quantum snowflake. At least you still came. Thank you very much. Individuality is allowing you at great length to now open doors with the strength of who you are, because unlike the other two I pulled it for, what other people are missing in life is you. Like, you're the final piece, that personal perspective that you have. So it's going to be great. All right. King John is like, it's all right. You only missed everything. You're so mean. Elizabeth. We have listening. Darkness does not always equate to evil. Light does not always bring good. And it's only with listening that you'll kind of see where people are. But not only should you listen, you want to make sure people are listening to you and the wisdom that's going to be coming through you. Uh-oh, I reached my limit. You also want to make sure that people are going to be listening to you and the wisdom that flows through you. Okay. Hold on. Gabrielle. I have developed a skill with my fingers. See, Walking Miracle? You have to express that lust and you can't just keep it pent up. Gabrielle. Is this? I've never pulled it off. We also have success for you. Oops. So congratulations. Some of this will be a windfall. Do expect a reward moving forward that's going to reflect in the gratefulness that occurs over the next 2 weeks, which will have a lot to do with the budding psychic powers within you. Communication specialist. We also have individuality. And if you're a specialist, this is going to really include or have much to do with your individual ability. So you want to use your individuality to get your way out of a situation. That's what's kind of how it works for you. Okay. And you are more than capable. Just in case you're wondering how, it's you. It's your own individuality. And it's going to catch people off guard because they're not going to expect it either. Hazel Love. I get ingeniousness for you, communications. Hazel Love, we have listening as well. And this is talking about you're a really good listener already. So the stuff that you hear, okay, is going to very powerfully key into a special understanding that other people won't get, but you'll get because you listen to them. And stuff that people thought was the case, you're going to listen to the truth because other people, they were tuning them out. You're actually listening to them. Shannon. We have, I keep getting this, individuality. You want to feel into this. Okay. Feel into your individuality. And you're going to gain through this transit a whole lot of that knowledge and truth. Ow. And then Christine. We have Aphrodite, vision. If you've had a vision, this is confirmation that it's 100% accurate. And if not, you're going to come into this vision, especially when the moon goes into Scorpio and we have that grand water trine. So Aphrodite wants you to come into the greater goddess ability and power that you have. And this vision is going to carry you through over the next 25 years, okay? But I feel like it's a vision you've already had. So it's going to, you're going to really get some positive stuff. And of course, ironically, I would get the conclusion for the final one. Oh, Kimmy Cat had to change the game real quick. All right, let me put let me draw your card. Kimmy Cat 90. Oh my God, I also got conclusion again. So this card was for you. So conclusion is saying that you've reached, like the world card, you've reached a very important stage of your life to where you're ready to not necessarily go to the next level, but everything you're dealing with is coming to a close. No matter how difficult it is, you don't have to really worry. And this is going to, of course, set the stage for a positive new beginning. Thank you, one and all, for joining me in this broadcast. And above all, make sure that you don't freak out. The reason why a lot of you are going to be in your head is because the psychic power is going to scare a lot of you. It's not going to be from other people. It's dealing with your inner darkness. So I give you my blessings, and join me again on Tuesday when I talk about some very crazy stuff. And peace.